What's up, Internet? Current 1776 here with another Battlbox video for you. I got mission 74 right here in front of me. April. And yes, this is the Pro Plus box. You might be saying, hey man, that's a small box right there. I'm saying, hey, I'm gonna have a Joe Biden moment right here. I don't know what quite to say yet.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. You know the deal. It's a smaller box. But 90% of the stuff in here was made right here in the US of A, come on, which is a good thing. Another good thing is, not everything has to be large in your preps, right? Sometimes it can be a pain having really large stuff, large tents, large, knives and things like that. Survival also needs to be accessible and easy to be inconspicuous with, right? Is that the right word, inconspicuous?
Sure.
He says sure, so I'm gonna run with it. So,
Fit in your backpack.
it fits in your backpack. Fits in your different types of kits that you're already putting together, because that's kind of the whole point, right? In my opinion, that's what it is. I want to, over time, gather stuff to add to my preps. I don't want all my preps to be like this. So we're going to jump into the box. Won't you join me? All right, so mission 74. I got our battle brief right here, a mission brief. Got the old campfire up there. Y'all know what I think about fire. I enjoy fire. Fire's awesome. So we're going to jump right straight in to the basic box. So first up in the basic box is Neustat Hemostatic Gauze dressing. Now, hemostatic gauze dressing isn't your typical gauze, okay? So at first you see it's in a nice sterile package right here. It's got, red lettering, so I mean, it screams medical, right? You have directions here on the back. I've already got some opened right here. So you get two 4x4 sheets, if you will, of this hemostatic gauze. So this stuff is really good for arterial bleeds, especially in your junction or junctional areas, your groin, your shoulder. Used by medical professionals, EMS, obviously the military. Great for really bad stabbing wounds or gunshot wounds, traumatic bleeds through vehicle, or heck, in your kitchen at home, right? Lots of accidents happen in the kitchen when you're using knives and whatnot. This is designed for traumatic bleeding situations. This isn't necessarily, for just a normal bleed or just a little bit more than normal bleed. This is the bad news stuff, right? So this stuff is designed to help coagulate the blood. You put it right at the source of the bleed, hold it there for a few minutes, let it coagulate and help stop the bleed, and then get to medical professionals, obviously, right? You need to have this stuff in your kits. You need to have it in your IFAKs when you go to the range. You need to have it in your vehicle. You need to have it in your kitchen. You need to have it in your bug out bags, camping gear. Doesn't matter. We never know when we're going to have an injury like that. And you dang sure don't want to be left stranded with a bleed that you can't stop. So hemostatic gauze is a very, very good thing to add to your med kits. And so that you can get more, we've got a 30% off coupon directly from Neustat. Use that code right there and get you some more to add to your other kits. Yeehaw. The second item in the basic box is also something to add to your med kits. This stuff right here is freaking awesome. So it's Micromen Skin Closure. In the past, we've sent stuff to teach you how to do sutures or give yourself stitches or give somebody else stitches if need be. And let's face it, a lot of us are not medical professionals, and that's kind of a delicate thing. I don't particularly want to give myself stitches, and I certainly don't want to give somebody else stitches, okay? If you can do that, yeehaw, that's awesome. Most people can't, so here's a solution. We've got Micromend. These are also used now in hospitals a lot. Made in the USA, again, Neustat, made in the USA as well, I forgot to say that. Made in the USA, here is Micromend. If you have a laceration or a good cut that's going to need stitches, you can't get medical help, you open this up. It's kind of like a cool marriage between a butterfly Band-Aid and stitches. This right here will help close that thing up and keep it closed for a little over a week. And it's very strong, very easy to use. There is a technique I'm fixing to show you here. But you've got two here, you've got these two tabs right here. Clearly you don't want to touch the sticky side with your hands. You don't want to get any of your oils or any dirt or whatnot on your hands. So look, I got a cut. It's a bad one, okay? Some of you guys have had this after playing with some Battlbox gear that you've got. It's recommended that this be clean and dry. So if it's actively bleeding, you need to get that under control. You need the area to be as clean as possible and dry. If there's hair in the area, it's okay, this will still work. Let's say if it's on your arm or leg, it'll still work. you grab a tab and you pull that off, like so. So I don't know, can you see that, Daniel? It's got these little micro staples in here, and then it's got a metal wire that goes across. So these little micro staples are going to go into the skin. It doesn't hurt bad. Obviously, you're hurt worse right now, so what does it really matter? I'm sure that cut's going to hurt a whole lot worse than this will. And then the metal band across there helps provide strength to keep that wound closed so that it can heal. Basically, you're just going to bridge across the wound. So we've got our wound here. What you're going to do is, you don't necessarily have to center it, but somewhat center it, because you're going to pull across. So you want to stick this down, push and hold, and push towards the wound, keeping the tab up for now. That's going to help embed those little staples into the skin. Then you're going to pull this across, keeping pressure down, and then put pressure there, and then you're going to pull your tab while keeping pressure down on your wound, and then roll across. Obviously, you want to be sure it's seated as well as possible. Look how awesome that works. So the metal in there is what's keeping tension across the wound to keep it closed. That's freaking cool. And obviously, you got a large wound, you're going to need to add another. So you can take the other one off, put it on, press towards the wound, across, pull the tab, roll it over. Went a little bit too far, but you get the idea. How cool is that? I don't know about you, but I don't like going to the doctor. If I can fix something myself, I'm probably going to do that. Yeah, the big guy with the beard and the tattoos, he don't like going to doctors. That micromend staple right there is going to help keep that wound tight, and it will heal that way. It's waterproof. Once it adheres good, you can go swimming, you can take showers, baths, whatever you want to do. It's going to stay on. Really good adhesion right there. And this is an alternative that's being used a lot in the medical field now versus stitches. You get less scarring, less, likely infections and things like that. Very, very cool stuff. I was on the phone with these guys for about an hour talking about it, and some of the stuff that they were telling me, situations that it's been used, and in some of the very well-known hospitals in the US that you hear a lot about, like the really premier hospitals, are using this stuff. Very, very cool piece of kit right there to add to your medical kits. It also works really good in those areas where your skin naturally wants to open up. Like, I cut my knee one time several years ago, and because of the area that it was in, the skin wanted to naturally open the wound up just by the way that skin joins at the knee. This stuff right here would have been awesome. I used a lot of duct tape and super glue. I mean, it worked, but this would have been better. So I would recommend everybody have plenty of these on hand at home, in your vehicles, in all your medical kits. Again, I think you should have multiple medical kits. We've all experienced ourselves as kids falling or riding bicycles or whatever and cutting your chin or getting a good cut. Matter of fact, my son years ago at a Christmas party ran into another kid. They bumped heads and busted their head and had to go get stitches. We were in the hospital Christmas night or Christmas Eve night for almost 6 hours to get a stitched up area that long, and it cost me over $3,000 to get that youngin's head stitched up. I don't know about you, but $3,000 is hard to come by sometimes, right? Especially on Christmas Eve night when you want to be home getting ready for Santa Claus to come bring your youngin some presents, right? This is good stuff. If you got kids, great stuff. Save you a lot of money and a lot of headache and a lot of sitting in a daggum hospital for 6 hours just to get 3 stitches, which is ridiculous. I'm not going to get on that bandwagon. You can order more, obviously, at battlbox.com or go to Micromend directly and buy from there. So next up in basic, also a USA made product and veteran owned, is Ripp Toothpaste 15 pack right here. This is a brainchild of a veteran, a guy who was in the sandbox, right? Out there fighting for our country and making, you know, sacrifices for us here in the States. And one thing that troubled him was access to being able to keep his mouth clean, hygiene, right? And there's been different products out there, and there's different products that he used, and it just wasn't satisfactory. So he came up with this and is knocking it out of the freaking park. This stuff is really, really cool right here. So there's 15 individual packets in here that have, here, I'll show you, in a mystery spot. So you got 15 individual packets in here. Y'all know what I think about things that you can distribute, right? So you can keep a couple in your vehicle, ladies, keep some in your purse, keep some in your med kit. Don't put that in your mouth and chew that up. That's not gonna be good. So it's powder here. Obviously you put it in your mouth, you don't put it in your hand. But you put this powder in your mouth. Of course, the saliva is gonna help break it down, and you swish it around in your mouth for 60 to 120 seconds, and it essentially brushes your teeth. Before a business meeting, at work, after you eat lunch. If you're bugging out, like I said, a morale booster, and it's healthy, right? You need to keep your mouth clean. It's got all natural ingredients in it. Very, very good product right here. It tastes really good. I'm going to spit it out now. So, I couldn't really talk while I had the first thing you're going to notice when you put the powder in your mouth is it feels clean right off the bat as far as the fragrance, and very minty, but it foams up really, really well. That's an excellent alternative. Quick and easy, especially if you're on the go. You just pop it in, swish it around, and spit. I mean, it's pretty quick, effective. My breath, I feel like I just brushed my teeth. It's freaking awesome. So yeah, here on the package, Ripp, Clean Go. It says here, air travel, after meals, camping, hiking, road trips, at work, and of course on the battlefield. That's where it was thought up and where it was developed. USA made and veteran owned. It's kind of hard to beat that. So next and last in the basic box, we have Gearaid Revivex Instant Water Repellent. Water is essential for survival. Water can also be a complete pain in the butt. Wet gear is not good. This stuff right here is really good to treat your rain gear, your boots, things like that. Brings the water repellency back. You just pop the old top and spray it on your gear, right? Spray it on your boots, spray it on your rain jackets, your sleeping bags, anything that could potentially get wet. Your tents, seams of tarps, anything like that. This helps the water repellency and rejuvenates it if it's already a water repellent type product. I got what I call muck boots. They're not muck brand boots, but they're like muck boots. Over time, the water doesn't beat up on the fabric area of the uppers of the boots like they did when they were brand new. This stuff right here brings it right back. Spray your gear down, let it dry. It has now regained its water repellency. A little bit goes a long way. This bottle right here should last you a long time. And like I said, water can be a real pain in the butt when it's not for a survival situation as far as hydration and cooking and eating and things like that. It can really dampen your fun. So that is your basic box. We got the Ripp pack here, USA. We got the Micro Mend, USA. We've got the Neustat Gauze right here, USA. And we got the water repellent, which is USA. Yeehaw, made in the USA. So now it's time for the advanced box. In the advanced box, we've got another USA made product right here from Exotac. It's the Nano Striker Xl. this little rascal right here is the bee's knees. Exotac, again, American made product, quality product. I got one in the mystery spot down here. So this is the Nano Striker XL. I was actually fortunate enough to go to their facility a few weeks ago. They're right here in Georgia, just a few hours away. I went up there and let me tell you something. These cats right here has got it going on. They have got tons of awesome CNC equipment there, awesome employees. They do laser engraving right there in-house, and they make a superior product right here. So this is the Nano Strike XL. Nice EDC size. You got a lanyard here that comes with it if you choose to use that. And I really like that. I like having a way to start fire. And a lot of people say, well, why don't you just carry a lighter? I get it, okay? Yeah, a lighter is a great way to start a fire. However, lighters fail, right? You run out of fuel. Some of them break if you got crappy ones, right? And sometimes it's just better to do it the cool way, which is creating sparks and using charcoal, using different type of tinder sources and things like that to get a fire started. And you need to know these skills in case you don't have a freaking lighter around. The whole lighter argument, I get it. I carry a lighter with me every day, as a matter of fact. Right here happens to be an Exotac lighter. But I've got that, okay? The Nano Strike XL is a self-contained unit right here. Everything you need minus the tinder, obviously, is right here. Lightweight, 6061 aluminum CNC machine right here in Georgia is pretty freaking awesome. So you take this little piece right here off and there's your Carbide Striker right there. It is waterproof and it'll work wet, okay? So you got an O-ring right here which gives you a really good seal. You further take it apart, you spin this middle piece, you have another O-ring, and then you have your Ferrocerium rod. What's cool about this is over time, and I think they've tested these to a little over 3,000 strikes or uses. Of course, this is a consumable. This wears down over time. Ferrocerium rods, when they wear down, you gotta buy a whole new system, right? Theirs is replaceable. Boom, you need a new Ferrocerium rod, you holler at them, you get you one, you put it back on. And this is machined and everything right there in their factory. So now you just spin this around and there you go. There's your Ferrocerium rod right here. Your lanyard, that does have fire cord in it, so you could take the red strand out and use that. You can use this to help give you a little bit firmer grip if you need. And then you've got your Carbide Striker right here. What I really like about this Ferrocerium rod is it's a really good rod. It's got a really good amount of magnesium in it as well. That's really what makes a good Ferrocerium rod. 5,500 degrees at the spark on this thing. You want to take your striker, it's got basically 4 surfaces right here, so any of those you can use, and you want to put it at about a 45-degree angle. As you can see, you obviously got to scrape off the black on it with just like any other Ferrocerium rod. You don't have to bear down super hard on this, and that's a testament to a really good Carbide Striker and really good material in the Ferrocerium rod. A lot of times you see people really bear down. Not only does that remove more material, but it's kind of strenuous and you end up knocking your tinder out of the way or something like that. This doesn't take a whole lot of pressure. You just find your sweet spot. Sometimes it takes a few strikes to find the sweet spot where you get enough material being removed. Just a flick of the wrist is all it takes. A little bit of pressure. I'm not bearing down super hard. You can see I'm not like having a lot of control issue. Just a flick of the wrist. Of course, we got to break out the wok. You see a lot of Ferrocerium rods out there that shower sparks, just like it's like freaking Roman candle coming off of them, which is great. But how hot is that spark, actually? Having a good hot spark is a big deal. You get that from good Ferrocerium rods. There's a lot out there that just aren't good. There's a lot out there that just simply don't work very well. As you can see, I'm not showering freaking Roman candles worth of sparks out of this thing. And it works effectively because it's a very, very good Ferrocerium rod and a really good Carbide Striker right there. And another cool thing is I got Chris here from Exotac that can expand on what I said if I missed anything. I want you guys to meet him. So Let me get this out of the way, Chris. Everybody, meet Chris. We had a pretty good time over there a couple weeks back, didn't we?
Yeah, definitely.
So, really cool equipment, guys. I'm talking about millions of dollars worth of equipment.
Easily.
Just the machine that puts the threads on this Ferrocerium rod right here is ridiculous.
Yeah, that machine that, you know, threads those right now, it's extremely expensive. I'll say that. I'm not gonna throw numbers out there, but it's a slightly expensive machine.
Yeah, and just the tooling.
Yeah.
Not even just the machine itself, but just all the little different bits, all the different cutting devices that you have for different purposes or whatever is pretty freaking outstanding. So I was really impressed with y'all's setup y'all had there. So is there anything that I missed on this that I guess you can enlighten our viewers a little bit more on?
So I would say the best thing about being able to manufacture this in America and make it in-house is that we can control the quality of everything.
Right.
So anytime something comes off the machines, it gets checked. We'll sit there, we'll throw gauges on it, we'll have thread gauges, we'll have micrometers, we'll have everything. So we'll check everything out, make sure it meets our specs, and then after that happens, it'll go over to be finished. So all our parts, they get tumbled, and then they get hand inspected. And that's all this happens before they even go out for anodizing.
Right.
So they get hand inspected, they get machined in-house, hand inspected, they get tumbled, and then we package them off, we send them out for anodizing. We don't do anodizing in-house yet, but we're looking forward to doing it sooner or later. Once they get back from anodizing, we take them, we inspect them again. We make sure all the colors are matching, everything's good to go on that, and then we take them and we laser engrave them. We laser engrave everything in-house. After that, they go off to final assembly. They'll get looked over one more time. We'll assemble everything. We'll make everything nice and neat. Make sure make sure everything's up to our standards, and then we'll package it.
Right.
And that's pretty much everything we do. And another thing with being able to do it in house is we can change things when we see something's wrong.
Right.
So if anybody has an older Nano Striker XL, even just maybe 2 years old, if you actually look at it and compare it to this newer version, it's actually different. We've changed things.
Right.
So this little top of the cap right here, we've changed it to match up with our Titan light. So now if you look at those, same
kind of brand awareness.
Yeah. So it makes everything. We're trying to make everything as consistent as possible.
I got you.
So we started to do that with all our items. Everything is trying to be as consistent as possible. But yeah, that's the best part about, manufacturing in the USA is we actually get to control that quality from each step.
Right. Take this thing apart and look at it. I mean, that's the thing. Like, even so, you got the threading in here for the rod, but then you also got the threading in it. I mean, everything's clean. It's tight. It's like 100% just perfect. And that's what I really like about Exotac is everything, like even this lighter that I carry, like I've never had an issue with it at all because it's perfect. And that's what I saw when I was there. Like the place is clean, the employees are smiling, everything's just, they're putting out a product that they're proud of. And I was really pleased with what I saw there, and it's just cool seeing those machines work.
Oh yeah,
and it's just somebody can design something and spit it into a program, and out pops a part. That just hundreds of these just pop out, and they're all awesome.
Yeah,
perfect.
Just for this item, you actually, when we run this item right now for Battlbox, it's actually running on about 3 or 4 machines.
Right.
So we have the Striker running on a machine. We have the handle, the body, that's running on a machine, and then the body is actually running on a machine, and then we have another machine threading the rods all at once.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get everything down down to as fast as time as possible, but with with things going on in the world and supply chains, and then everybody else being backed up, it takes a while.
Ships getting stuck in canals.
Yeah, that's an inside job most likely.
American workers, you know, an American business, and I'm sure that means a lot to you guys, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's great that we can sit there and we can employ, you know, we can employ Americans. You know, we're paying them, they're paying their bills. Especially since all the stuff's happened last year, we haven't had to shut our doors.
Yeah.
So luckily we haven't had to shut our doors, and we haven't had to lay anybody off. We haven't had to do anything, but we're still trying to keep up with the demand for the product, and we're trying to keep up with production as best as possible.
Right.
So you know, that's one of the challenges we're facing right now, is just keeping up with the demand and keeping up with production, getting as much product out to the consumers as soon as possible.
Right.
And you know, like you were saying, that yeah, you can go online right now and find a knockoff of that. You can go on Amazon right now and find knockoffs of that. The problem with that is, you know, it's not being made by Americans. It's not feeding Americans. It's not paying American bills.
Yeah.
And then also the quality.
Right.
The quality's not going to be there. You go sit there and get the one you find on Amazon for $5 or $10, put it side by side with that, and you go sit there and be able to look at it and be like, yeah, there's quality. Not there.
And there's a lot to be said about that, because I like quality things.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, and this just, if you really look it over, folks, this is quality. I mean, that's all there is to it. And then this isn't all you guys do.
No,
right?
no.
So, what other sorts of products and things do you guys do that can blow the mind on the quality like this one did?
So we're known with the fire starters. So the Nano Striker, our Poly Striker lines, which has been in the Battlbox as well, and then our Titan Light, which you have one. I got one in my pocket right now.
Right.
So those are our main fire starters. Then we also do other items, like we have the Ripp spool that we did in conjunction with Battlbox about 2 years ago, and it's a great product. It's so simple, but it's
effective. For
yeah,
what
it's
it
so
does.
effective.
And
it's a simple product, but it's so effective.
And it's cool because when you got it in your hand, it's nice. It's quality, you know. And,
I mean, it's something where it's like, oh, it has some duct tape, some fishing line on, and a needle. Oh, that's just simple. That's an easy, cheap idea, but it's effective, and it's so compact. I love it. It's a great product.
Yeah.
And then we've pretty much covered everything when it comes to fire starters.
Right.
We got ferro rods, we got sparking devices, we got lighters, we got lighter covers, we got pretty much everything when it comes to fire starters. So now we're starting to branch out into more outdoor bushcraft survival type items. So one of our newer items that we should have coming back from the anodizer right now, and hopefully out to launch soon, will be our X-Reel, which is our little small handline fishing kit that if you've been on Instagram or Facebook or anything like that, you most likely have seen some pictures of it pop up now and then.
Right.
And that's going to be a nice little small compact item, once again. Machined in America, machined in Georgia, and it has everything you need to just go out during lunch and go do a little fishing, or you can throw it in a bug out bag, you can throw it in your survival kit.
Yeah.
With the whole hand line, it fits in your palm of your hand, and it weighs maybe like 6-7 ounces tops.
Wow.
So it doesn't weigh a lot, and it's something that is easy to carry, and for food procurement in an emergency situation, or just for recreation.
So obviously you can find them at exotac.com, and you guys got any sales or got anything going on now?
Well, for Battlbox, we're going to be doing a discount code, a coupon code, which will be Battlbox20. You can go to our website, use it at any time you want. It's going to give you a 20% discount on all items on our website that are not already discounted. Cool.
Battlbox20 at exotac.com. So thank you, Chris.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Y'all do awesome work, and tell Rob we really appreciate him employing Americans and building stuff like this in America, and quality control being like the #1 priority. So
I'll let him know.
Awesome. All right. That's your advanced box item from Chris at Exotac, the Nano Strike XL. It's freaking awesome. You're going to love it. I know I do. Now let's go to the Pro Box. So now it's time for the Pro Box. In the Pro Box, we've got another USA-made product, Dango Wallet's A10 Adapt. This is a really cool freaking wallet right here. So it comes in this little tin right here. That'll be excellent for making char cloth, so don't throw that tin away. So here we've got a little insert right here that shows all the different things that you can do with this wallet. So it's an aluminum wallet. It comes with a lanyard that you can add to it. They got a coupon code in there. Yeehaw. So what's cool about this aluminum wallet? It can do a lot of really cool things. First off, it can hold, in its stock configuration, which is the way it is right here, it can hold 5 cards and cash. You've got this front window right here where you can put your ID. So let's say this was an ID. It's got these tabs. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's got these tension tabs up here. And it's got all these little things that you may think are for design purposes, but they're actually for connecting accessories to this wallet as well. So you got this area right here that's machined out. You've got this little hole right here that's threaded on the inside that you may be wondering what that's about. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But let's say you've got your ID, you slide that in this top portion here, and it locks in. So you can put your ID right there. If you work at a place where you have like an entry card where you've got to, put your card up next to a sensor to open doors and things like that, this can actually be worn with the lanyard like this. This is a really cool way to do it instead of just walking around with a plastic sheathed ID. This is a pretty cool way to do it because you can have your cash and all your other cards with you as well. This side right here will not be RFID protected. This side will be. So let's say you got, I've only got 4, but let's say you got 5 more cards here. They go in like so. This is RFID protected. Of course, this is not because this is exposed in the front. If you want to get your card out, you simply use your most used card on the top. Obviously, you easily just slide that out. And as you can hear that click. It snaps in there. These cards aren't coming out. If you want to get down into the other cards, you don't want to have to pull all your cards out. There's actually an indentation right here where you can get down, and you can get down into all the cards, push those up by pulling them out and cycling them down. So why do they call it the Adapt? Not only can you wear it like this, or you can wear it in your pocket just like any other wallet, they also have a money clip that slides in this slot right here, and it's got a little screw that you put on right there to hold that in, but it locks in. You can have a money clip here on the back side. You can actually put cash behind this card, and it will hide your cash in there and keep it captured inside. You can do that. It also has bifold wallet parts that come in, and they actually slide into and attach to the grooves on the sides and on the back right here. So you can have a bifold wallet. And they got many other accessories that go along with it as well. I like wallets like this. I like minimalistic stuff. For years, I walked around with the bifold wallet that was packed full of receipts, packed full of stuff. I'm driving in my truck and I'm sitting like this because I can't sit down, get sciatic nerve pain, the whole 9 yards. And I like carrying stuff in my front pocket now versus in the back pocket. This is minimalistic, it's lightweight, and it kind of keeps you in check so you don't keep all the garbage that most of us men keep in our bifold wallets, which is unnecessary, right?
From that now. That's...
Yeah, you could totally upgrade from that now. I think you need to stick with this wallet. I mean, if you got Magnum PI IDs, you need a bifold. I don't know. Magnum PI would probably rock the Dango, but. Sir, I need to see your license. Sure you do. I'm a private investigator. Signed by the chief of police. I mean, that's freaking awesome. Magnum PI would totally rock this freaking wallet right here. So now it is time for the Pro Box. And in the Pro Box this month, we have from Fox Edge, the A-Trax. Now, Fox Edge is an American division, if you will, of Fox Knives. If you know who Fox Knives is, you know what's in here. It's gonna be pretty freaking sweet and sharp. Them cats know how to sharpen a knife. Let's break into the box here. Oh yeah, so satisfying. So this was designed by the guy who designed the Radius, which was a 2019 Blade Show Knife of the Year. And his name is Dennis Simonuti. I think I said that right. If I didn't, I'm sorry if you're watching this video. So what we have here is the A-Trax. Very, very freaking nice knife right here. We got VG10 steel. We've got micarta scales. It's got a kind of a orange. It's not quite fluorescent. It's kind of a dulled down orange spacer right there. That's really nice. And it's a flipper, a very smooth flipper. It does have ball bearing pivots on it. Tip up carry design. Again, VG10 steel. It's a really, really nice steel. And of course, from Fox, that joker's razor sharp, like stupid razor sharp. You might need this if you ain't careful when you take this out of the box. Almost a prehistoric design to it, I feel like, if that's a good way to describe it. Got really large holes right there, really nice flat grind. So it's really got in its design for a forward grip for slashing and piercing power right there. So it fits really good in the hand. It's got a really nice area right here, as you can see how that's machined in. Very comfortable in the hand. Liner lock design. The lock goes in relatively far, really good capture onto the blade there at the pivot. Call it a pterodactyl. What's a pterodactyl sound like? We used Microman's instructions. Show you how to close a wound, show you how to make a wound.
Can you put that paper back together with the micro?
Probably not. It's one thing about Fox knives, man. Like, if you ever go to Blade Show, go to the Fox booth, and there's not a single blade there. Ooh, I got my thumb right there that can match the sharpness of Fox knives, I think. I think they've got the sharpest knives at Blade Show. Wow, I got a mess. That's a sharp knife, folks. Really, really nice knife. The Fox Edge A-Trax. Ba-bam! Now I got a mess to clean up. So that's mission 74 Battlbox, folks. So it's probably the smallest box we've sent in a while in physical size, but the value's there and a lot of really cool gear. Back when we did a lot of themed boxes, you know, of course we had like EDC themes every now and then, and this was a typical size of box, because EDC things are typically, you know, smaller, everyday carry, things that you want to be able to carry on you that don't hinder you at all, but they're there when you need it. And this is a lot like that. So starting off, we've got the awesome wallet right here with the awesome State of Hawaii private investigator license of old Thomas Magnum himself right here, the Dango A10 Adapt. Very cool wallet, especially if you have to display an ID at all times. That'll be a really cool addition to your daily life in EDC with the Dango wallet right there. Ripp pack, awesome quick way to clean your teeth or tooth, or however many you got. Get your grill right. Going into a meeting, bugging out, you're in the middle of the desert, whatever it is, being able to clean your teeth and have good hygiene and a morale booster is a great thing. We've got the water repellent right here. Great thing if your water repellent gear has kind of lost its edge, this right here will help regain that. And it's really good to add to your tent seams and things like that as well. It's a big bottle, it'll last you a long time, a little bit goes a long way. The Neustat Hemostatic Gauze is right here. Great thing for that major bleed, okay? You gotta be prepared for things. Of course, none of us want to deal with that. None of us want to deal with an arterial bleed or a real major traumatic event. But if you do, it's good to be prepared or have something nearby that somebody can help you with if you're having to administer it to yourself. This stuff right here is used by professionals, and it works and it helps get bleeds stopped fast. Also, for your medical kits, the Micro Mend right here. Like I said earlier, it's kind of like a perfect marriage between a butterfly bandage and stitches. Great piece of kit right here to have. If you've got children, you need multiple of these, because there will come a time that they're going to possibly need stitches because they got a pretty good size cut. It's expensive, I know. This stuff right here is effective, and they just might use it in the hospital anyway. So if you got it on hand and you can do it, it's there for you to do. We've got the Exotac Nano Strike XL right there. Best build quality in the business right there. The stuff freaking works. It's a pleasure to have, to look at. A lot of people, when it comes to EDC gear, they also want that cool factor. They want that quality factor. Exotac does that, and it's functional, and it does its job. Made in America, American jobs, American workers, the whole 9 yards, and American quality. Really dig that. And then speaking of quality, we've got the Fox Edge right here. Fox quality, right? All day long. That right there is an awesome flipper right there to add to your everyday carry. Or if you're a knife junkie like we are here at Battlbox, awesome knife to add to your collection. Very, very sharp. Please be careful. No need to, right out of the gate, start using this stuff. Preparation is key, all right? You got it right here with Mission 74 of Battlbox. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching. If you'd like to find out more about Battlbox, check out battlbox.com, battlbox.com. Don't forget about the coupon code from Exotac. If you want to check out some of their other gear, hey, 20% off. Battlbox 20, yeehaw, exotac.com. Click the like, share with your friends, comment down below, and we'll see you next month with Mission 75. It's going to be a freaking banger, man. 75 is going to be a freaking banger. I hope you're ready for it.